The storyteller welcomes you to another nightmare. Plug in your earphones, close your eyes, and let us begin.
Have you ever watched someone collapse in front of you, choking, clutching their throat, and realized you were next? I did, and I can tell you now, it wasn't the chlorine. It wasn't a chemical accident. At least, not the kind they want you to believe. It was something else. Something watching. Something waiting. It was March 2018. I was staying at a small hotel in Southbridge, Massachusetts, nothing fancy. Just passing through for work. The place was clean, quiet, and had this weirdly nice indoor pool. The kind you don't expect at a 2-star joint. I got in around 6 p.m., checked in, dropped my stuff in room 211. The receptionist smiled too much, like she was trying to keep a secret. The whole place smelled faintly of bleach. But I figured, hey, it's a pool hotel. Makes sense, right? The indoor pool was on the first floor, past the vending machines and a creepy maintenance closet with a flickering light above it. I remember that because it buzzed. Loudly, constant, like it was alive. Around 7:30, I decided to take a dip. I'd been driving all day. I needed to relax. There were maybe 10 people down there, a young couple in the hot tub, 2 kids splashing in the shallow end, and a few others just lounging around. The air was thick, warm, heavier than it should have been. I slipped into the water and immediately felt it. The burn, not enough to panic, but just enough to sting the eyes and nostrils. Someone joked about it. They're trying to bleach our skin off in here. Everyone laughed, except me, because when I turned my head toward the far side of the pool, I saw him. He was standing behind the glass panel near the maintenance door. Thin, too thin, skin like plastic. No hotel uniform, no name tag, just standing there, staring, not moving. I looked around to see if anyone else noticed. Nothing. People were chatting, relaxing. One guy floated on his back with headphones in. Another couple kissed in the corner like they were alone. But I kept watching that figure, and he never blinked. Then the smell hit me. Not chlorine. It was sharper, like metal and rot and something dead beneath hospital disinfectant. I coughed. So did the guy next to me. And then someone screamed. A woman was doubled over by the hot tub, coughing up something thick and yellow. Her boyfriend tried to help her, but he slipped and hit his head on the tile. Panic spread like fire. People scrambled out of the water, eyes red, lungs burning. I tried to move too, but my legs felt heavy, like the water was pulling me down. Sirens, blinking lights, an alarm went off. Or maybe it was in my head. I don't know. I managed to stumble out, soaking wet and gasping. I looked back through the glass. Everyone else was getting pulled to safety by paramedics. Everyone, except him. That figure, still there, still watching. The news called it a chemical accident. They said pool staff had accidentally mixed chlorine and acid, that it created a toxic gas. Dozens of people hospitalized. No one dead, miraculously. But here's the thing, there wasn't any staff on duty when it happened. I asked. I know I did. The front desk clerk said, the pool's on a timer. No one's working maintenance tonight. So who the hell did I see? I told the police. They nodded, took notes, then stopped calling me back. I stayed one more night. I shouldn't have, but I did. They moved me to a new room, different floor. At 2:17 a.m., I woke up. The door to my room was open. Not wide, just cracked, like someone had been there, or was still there. I checked the hallway. Nothing. I locked the door, twice, put a chair under the handle. But the next night, same time, same thing. Door open, just a sliver, cold air leaking in. But the hallway was silent, too silent. Night 3, I didn't sleep. I sat in the chair all night, eyes on the door. At exactly 2:17, it opened again. This time I saw a hand, thin, wet, pale as bone, touched the doorframe, then vanished. I left that night. I don't even remember packing. I've tried to convince myself it was stress, hallucinations, trauma. But last year, I met someone at a conference in Boston, a woman who was also at that hotel. She never saw the figure, never saw the hand. But she said this: I kept dreaming of drowning after that, in thick water, cloudy, like smoke. Then she asked me a question I'll never forget. Do you think we brought something back with us? Every night since, I check my door before I sleep. Every night it's locked. And yet sometimes, I'll wake up to the faintest buzzing, like a flickering light. And once, just once, I swear I saw a wet footprint on the carpet, leading toward the bed. Not away, toward. If you think this was just a chemical leak, if you think there's nothing waiting behind the glass, then sleep well tonight. Just make sure your door's locked. If you've had a strange experience at a hotel, especially one with a pool, let me know in the comments. I want to believe I'm not the only one. And if you like the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay out of the water. You never know who's watching. Have you ever opened your eyes underwater and seen something that wasn't supposed to be there? Something waiting? I did, and that was the last time I ever went near a pool. I used to be a lifeguard back in college. Summers at a local pool in upstate New York. It was nothing fancy. Cracked tiles, faded lane markers, chlorine in the air so strong it burned your nose. But I loved it. Those summers felt like freedom. Years passed. I moved away, got a job in the city, lost touch with the old crew. But in 2011, I was back in town for a funeral. A friend from those days drowned at that very same pool. His name was Mark, and he was the strongest swimmer I knew. They said Mark had come back to the pool one evening. After hours, the staff had left, but the gate was easy to hop. We'd all done it a dozen times. They found his clothes folded neatly on a bench. Phone, wallet, keys, everything in place. But Mark, face down at the bottom of the deep end. Still, peaceful. No water in his lungs. No bruises. No signs of struggle. Just dead. Like he'd chosen to lay there and never come back up. That alone chilled me. But what the janitor said later, what he saw, that's what changed everything. The janitor came in around 3 a.m. to drain the pool for scheduled maintenance. He flicked on the lights, and the pool was already half empty. The pumps were running, but Mark's body, still there, floating, only not floating, still lying face down, like the water never left. He watched it, for minutes. Even as the pool drained completely, the body remained suspended midair, like submerged in water that wasn't there. The janitor ran, quit the next day. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I kept seeing Mark's face in my dreams, floating just under the surface, eyes open, reaching up, not for help, just watching. So I did the stupid thing. I went back. I told myself I needed closure, that I wanted to honor him. But the truth? I wanted to see if it was real. It was late. Maybe 9:30 p.m. The gate was still easy to hop. The pool was closed. No lights on. Just moonlight reflecting off the water. Completely still, like a sheet of glass. Everything looked normal, but it felt wrong. You ever feel watched? Not from above. From below, I slipped in. The water was ice cold and strangely quiet, like it swallowed sound. I took a deep breath and dove down into the deep end, the same corner where they found Mark. And I saw it. There was something at the bottom. Not Mark. Something else. It looked like a man. Stretched thin, skin pale as milk, hair floating like seaweed. It was facing away, but slowly, it turned. No face, just smooth, pale skin. And the pressure, like the water turned to concrete. couldn't move. Then it reached for me. I kicked hard, scrambled to the surface, coughing and gasping. But when I looked back down, nothing, just the tiles at the bottom. I grabbed my stuff and ran, never looked back. But that night, in my motel room, I found my wrist was red, like someone had grabbed it, hard. And worse, I woke up at 3:17 a.m., soaking wet. I hadn't had a drink. The windows were closed. My clothes were dry, but my body, dripping, like I'd never left the pool. I did some digging after that. Turns out Mark had been obsessed with one thing before he died: breath holding. He used to time himself, try to break his old records. Said he wanted to see what was down there. He told a friend once, "When you're down long enough, it stops feeling like water. Feels like space, like you're floating in something older." He wasn't trying to beat his time. He was trying to reach it. After Mark, 2 more people died at that pool. One was a night security guard. The other was a teenage girl taking swimming lessons. Both were found in the deep end. No water in their lungs. No signs of panic. Just peace. They closed the pool indefinitely after that. Drained it. Filled it in with concrete. But sometimes, on quiet nights, people in the neighborhood say they still hear the water moving, even though there's nothing left. I haven't been near a pool in years. Not public, not private, not even a bathtub. Because I still dream about it. Not about drowning. No, that would be mercy. I dream that I wake up underwater, floating, and someone is there with me. No face, no voice, just waiting. And when I try to scream, all I can hear is the soft sound of water, rising. I swear, it's something I'll never forget. I was 13 when it happened. Summer of 2014. Florida. The kind of heat that makes the air feel heavy. And that was the night I watched my best friend die. The worst part? I don't think it was an accident. I think something wanted him. It was just a normal pool party. The last weekend before school started. We were at Carter's house, my best friend since 2nd grade. His parents had this big backyard with a pool, grill, fairy lights. The works. Everyone was there, about 10 of us. Kids diving in and out, parents drinking beer near the grill. The sky was this deep orange like it always is in Florida at dusk. That's when I noticed it. The pool light kept flickering, like an old TV trying to tune into a dead channel. Static. No one else really paid attention. I remember Carter joked, "Haunted pool vibes, right?" We all laughed, but something about it felt off, like the light was stuttering, struggling, like something was inside. Then it happened. Carter dove in. He hit the water and didn't come back up. For a second, we thought he was just messing around. But then he started thrashing, violently, like he was being shocked or pulled. I still hear it, the way his body jerked, like a puppet with cut strings. Kyle and Jenna jumped in to help. Jenna grabbed Carter and somehow managed to pull him to the edge. But Kyle just stopped, mid-swim, like something grabbed him too. And then, he sank. Adults started running. Someone called 911. Paramedics got Carter breathing, but he never woke up. Kyle didn't make it. They said it was faulty wiring, that the pool light was leaking electricity into the water. Some loose connection underground. An accident. Nothing supernatural. Nothing weird. Just bad luck. But here's the thing. The light never stopped flickering. Even after they cut the power. Even after they removed the whole damn fixture. Kept flashing. Like it was still trying to talk. A few days later, Jenna, she's the one who pulled Carter out, told her mom she couldn't sleep. She said the water kept calling her, that she heard voices whispering her name. She started hearing them even when she was dry. They told her not to go back. She left town within a week, moved inland, Her mom broke the lease and sold the house cheap. The new owners filled in the pool, buried it, thought that'd be the end of it. But it didn't stop. The flickering continued, beneath the dirt. Last year I went back. I just needed to see it. The house was empty again. Bad luck property, the realtor told me. Neighbors heard weird sounds. Lights in the yard going on and off, even unplugged. Dogs wouldn't go near the fence. I stood right where the deep end used to be, where Carter had gone under. It was just dirt now, dry, cracked. But as I stood there, I heard it. It was faint, but real, like a low radio signal. And then clear as day, I heard my name. I ran. Haven't stepped foot near that place since. But sometimes, when it rains or I'm near water, I hear it again. That flickering sound, that low hum. And once, just once, I swear, I saw my bathroom faucet twitch, like something was trying to come through. Some things stay buried, but not everything. Some things keep flickering, even in the deep.
Before we move on to the next story, if you like true scary stories, please subscribe to Storyteller and click the bell icon for more creepy tales every week.
No scream, no splash, just silence, stillness. That was the moment I lost Abigail. But that wasn't the end. It was July 2007, our first real vacation in years. My husband and I had taken Abigail, our only child, just 7 years old, to a family resort tucked into the woods of northern Minnesota. It was one of those peaceful places, the kind that makes you think nothing bad could ever happen there. No noise, no danger, just sunshine and trees and clean, cold water. The wading pool was maybe 2 feet deep at the deepest. Abigail loved it, spent hours just floating, twirling, diving her little head under. She had this polka dot swimsuit and a tiny red bow in her hair. God, I can still see it. Her father turned his head, just for a second, looked at his phone. A joke text from his brother. He looked up and she was sitting, perfectly still, not playing, not moving. Her face was pale, the water around her red. No scream, no flailing, just silence, as if something reached up and took her, like she didn't even get the chance to fight. The doctors said it was the suction from the pool drain, pressure fault. It was supposed to be harmless, but it malfunctioned. They said it had enough force to cause internal injuries. She lived, for a while, but something inside her had been damaged. She stopped eating, stopped talking. She was fading. And one night, 3 months later, she just didn't wake up. They listed the cause of death as organ failure from internal trauma. But that's not what killed her. I know what did, and it's still there. They closed the pool, drained it, repaired the drain, told us it was safe again. Life moved on for most people. Not for me, but for the world it did. Then the whispers started. Not from people like me, but other mothers. One said she saw her son suddenly sink, like something had grabbed him. Another swore her daughter was dragged toward the grate, even though the water was still. They described a pull, a force. One woman said she felt something when she yanked her daughter free. She said she felt fingers, thin, cold, grasping her wrist under the surface, like something was fighting back. They opened the drain again, looked for anything, broken pipes, leftover debris. They didn't find any fault, nothing mechanical, but they did find something. It was hers, Abigail's bow, still stuck deep inside the grate. Months after they said it had all been cleaned, they filled in the pool. Finally, too many reports, too many near drownings. But sometimes, the new owners say, they hear something. At night, they hear splashes, footsteps on wet tile, and sometimes, the sound of a child laughing. very softly, from the center of the dry yard. I went back once, just once. I needed to say goodbye. I stood where the pool used to be. I closed my eyes, and I swear to God, I felt her. Something brushed my hand, just for a second, like the softest little fingers, like she was still there, waiting. It was never just a broken drain. It was something deeper, something hungry, took her, and now it wants more. More than 300 children are injured by pool drain suction every year, but some never let go.